Tonight, a dangerous and terrifying secret may be disclosed. For a man presumed to be dying has suddenly rallied, and when he speaks, he may expose one whose very existence has depended on his silence.
If there's anything I can do for you or your daughter at a time like this, please feel free to call on me.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
That's odd. I wasn't expecting visitors.
I'll get it. It must be my deputy. I told him to contact me here if there was any change in Willie.
Sheriff?
What is it?
They want you down at the hospital right away.
Is it Willie?
Yes, he's coming out of the coma.
Is he going to be able to talk?
They think so.
Well, then I'll get the truth out of him. By the time tonight is over, we'll know everything. Well, let's go. Sam, are you coming along?
No, I think I better check on Maggie. Let me know if Loomis says anything.
Sheriff,
Yes,
may I come with you?
if you like.
I'm anxious to talk with poor Willie. I'm sure that he can prove he's innocent.
What was he doing with Maggie's ring?
I don't know.
He's got to be guilty. So there's an awful lot of unanswered questions, even though there are.
I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that Willie has an explanation for everything.
Well, we'll know soon enough. Let's go.
Amazing.
He's still improving?
His heartbeat's almost back to normal. Must have the constitution of an ox.
Or else he wasn't hurt as badly as we thought he was.
Oh, no. When I brought him out of that operating room, I wouldn't have given him one chance in 100. Must have been the transfusions that did the trick.
But you definitely think he'll live?
Well, it looks that way, Julia. As long as he continues to respond to the transfusions.
That's wonderful, Dave.
I wish it hadn't been necessary to give him that sedative.
But you had to. He was in terrible pain.
Well, I know, but he's going to be knocked out for a couple of more hours now. Be just that much longer before we know what he has to say.
Of course, he may not confess. He may try to lie his way out of it. There's no telling what he might say.
You know something, Julia?
What?
I'm beginning to think the sheriff is right.
About what?
He doesn't think that Willie was the kidnapper.
He doesn't?
No. The more I think about it, the more I'm inclined to agree with him.
Why?
Well, if Willie did kidnap Maggie, where did he keep her? And why did he do it?
Why does an insane man do anything?
If he is insane,
He must be.
possibly. I'd give a great deal to know what he's going to say when he's able to talk.
Yes, so would I.
Julia, will you stay with him for a minute or two? I have another patient down the hall that I have to look in on.
Of course.
Oh, and if you have to go out for any reason, will you send the nurse in? Willie has to be watched every minute to make sure that he doesn't move and to catch that needle in his arm.
I understand. I'll watch.
All right, thanks. I'll be back as soon as I can.
when he talks, he'll tell them everything. Barnabas will be exposed and destroyed. I'll never be allowed to practice medicine again. Perhaps he won't talk. No, he will. He must. To save himself. It would be so easy to silence him permanently. No one would ever know. It would be so easy. So easy. He moved. I was afraid he might have dislodged the hypodermic needle.
But he hadn't.
No.
Stop perspiring. He's not nearly as pale as he was.
I know. I'm convinced you're right. He is going to live.
You can wait here, Mr. Collins.
Here?
Yes, I'm afraid I can't allow you to come into Willie's room with me.
But why not?
Because when he's able to talk, I want to question him. You can see him afterwards.
But can't I be present during the questioning?
No, Mr. Collins, I'm afraid that's not possible.
But why?
Because I prefer to question him alone. I don't want him confused or distracted.
But, Sheriff,
Yes?
you might get more information out of him if I were to see him first.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, because I'm his employer, and I know him better than most people. He trusts me, and he feels at ease with me. And I'm sure that he will be easier with his answers after I've seen him first.
Possibly, he might.
Then you will let me see him first. You'll let me talk to him.
No, Mr. Collins, that's impossible.
But you just said
I just
that.
said that you might possibly put Willie at his ease. It's also possible that you might say something that would influence his answers.
What do you mean?
I mean that nobody talks to Willie before I do. Nobody. If he has anything to say, he's going to say it to me first.
Come in. Hello, George.
How is he?
He's much better. It's practically a miracle, but it looks like he's going to live.
My deputy said that he was coming out of the coma.
Well, he was, but he was in so much pain, I had to give him a sedative. He'd probably be unconscious for, well, a couple more hours now.
That long?
Well, I'm afraid so. It's conceivable he could come out of it sooner, but there's no telling.
Well, I'll wait.
It's up to you.
What are you doing here, Doctor?
Doctor?
Yes, Dave told me who you really are.
Oh, I see.
Well, I had to, Julia. It just didn't make sense to hide anything from the sheriff.
No, of course not.
You still haven't answered my question. What are you doing here?
Oh, I came to see if there was anything I'd do to help.
And she's been a great deal of help. I could hardly ask for more experienced assistance.
Dave tells me that you're not sure that Willie was the kidnapper.
I've had my doubts, but not anymore. He's our man, all right.
Really? Why do you say that?
We found this in his room.
That ring?
Yes, Sam Evans identified it. It belongs to Maggie. She was wearing it when she disappeared, and it was gone when we found her.
You found it in Willie's room.
Yes, very carefully concealed in a candlestick.
Then he is guilty.
Yes, he is. Unless he can explain how this ring got in his room.
Oh, this must come as a terrible blow to Mr. Collins. He was so certain that Willie was innocent.
Well, he still is. He insisted on coming down here with me.
He's here?
Yes, he's waiting outside in the waiting room. He wanted to come into Willie's room with me, but I told him that was impossible. Nobody talks to Willie until I've had a chance to question him.
Oh, I better go and tell him about how Willie is. I'm sure he's very curious. Excuse me.
How long before he wakes?
Oh, probably be, maybe 3 hours, even 4.
4 hours.
What's going on?
Well, Willie's under sedation. The sheriff's with him. But what are you doing here?
I came to find you.
Why?
You must see to it that Willie is silenced.
How can I do that?
If necessary, you must kill him.
I can't.
You must.
I can't. I couldn't now anyway because the sheriff and Dr. Woodard are both with him.
You should have arranged to be alone with him before the sheriff got here. You should have done it then.
I couldn't.
Bungling fool.
I had the opportunity to do it before, but I couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
I've got to do something. Now.
There's nothing you can do but wait and hope that Willie takes a turn for the worse.
I cannot wait.
You must. There's nothing you or I can do.
He's coming out of it.
Willie?
Willie, how are you?
Hurts. Everything hurts.
Willie, I know you're in pain. I'll give you something for it right away. But first, listen to us and try to answer what we ask you.
Who are you?
Don't you recognize me?
No.
I'm your doctor. I'm Dr. Woodard.
Doctor?
You're in the hospital, Willie. You were hurt. But you're gonna be all right.
Hurts. Everything hurts.
Willie, I'm going to have to ask you some questions.
Questions?
Why were you trying to get into Maggie Evans' bedroom last night?
Maggie?
Yes, Maggie Evans. Why were you trying to get into her room last night? Why, Willie? Don't what?
Don't hurt me.
No one's going to hurt you, Willie. I just want you to answer my question. Why were you trying to get into Maggie Evans' room last night?
Is it dark?
What?
Is it dark outside?
Yes, it's nighttime, Willie. Why?
I'm afraid of the night. Don't let it be dark. Please don't let it be dark.
What's he talking about?
I don't know.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Don't hurt me. Please don't hurt
No
me.
one is gonna hurt you, Willie. Now calm down.
You won't hurt me?
Of course not.
Just lie still, Willie, and relax. There's something I want to show you.
Show me what?
Can you identify this ring, Willie?
Ring?
You've seen it before, haven't you? Whose is it?
Whose?
Yeah, who does it belong to?
It's mine. It's my ring.
Where did you get it, Willie?
It's mine.
You stole
It's
it,
mine.
didn't you, Willie? You stole it from Maggie Evans.
Maggie? Maggie Evans. And the ring. I'm afraid. And I know why. I know!
In another half hour, the sun will rise.
I know.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Barnabas, why don't you return to Collinwood now?
How can I? If they discover what I am, they'll come after me and I will be defenseless.
But don't panic, Barnabas. If Willie had told them anything, we would have known it by
He
now.
might have told them something. I cannot risk my entire existence.
Barnabas. Wait. They're coming.
Well?
Well, we know something we didn't know before.
What is that?
The truth about Willie.
What is the truth?
Willie Loomis is hopelessly insane.
What?
Insane?
His mind snapped. You were right about him, Julia. He's obviously been deranged all along, but he was able to maintain the outward appearance of sanity. Now, even that's gone. All he manages to do is just babble incoherently.
What did he say?
Well, nothing of significance. He just goes on over and over and over saying he's afraid, he's afraid. Then at one point, he told us what he was afraid of.
Which was...
A voice from a grave. And nothing else that he said made any more sense.
Then you think Willie's the one responsible for everything?
Oh, he must be. All the evidence points that way.
And then do you consider the case as closed?
For now, yes.
What will happen to Willie?
Well, as soon as he's able to be moved, he'll probably be transferred to some institution for the criminally insane.
Poor Willie.
Yes, poor Willie.
May I see him?
Well, I don't see why not. Do you, Sheriff?
No, but be prepared for what you see. He's a pitiful sight.
I'm prepared. Would you like to go with me?
Yes, I would.
Willie,
you?
Don't you recognize me?
No?
Are you certain you don't recognize me?
No. Who are you, a doctor?
That's right. I am a doctor.
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.